All right, everybody, welcome back to Elegant Meals. I'm your host, Harrison Burke. Same thing as always, welcome back, and it's great to see you all again. So what we're going to do for today's video is we are going to use phyllo dough, as well as make some kind of like an apple pie substitution, and we're going to use that filling for the apple pie to create our triangle, beautiful, flaky phyllo dough kind of pastries. So let's get started. So to talk about the ingredients that I have here in front of me today for our pastries, we have our small diced apples already soaking in our lemon juice. We just kind of used maybe about 1 to 1.5 tablespoons, sprinkled it on top to keep them from browning. We also have our white sugar. I mixed it's 1/4 of a cup. We're probably not going to need it all, but I also mixed a little bit of brown sugar in there as well. We have ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg. We have 2 spoonfuls of just unsalted butter. We also have 1 egg, and then we have our phyllo dough tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So after you combine your apples with the sugar as well as the lemon juice, go ahead and heat up your saute pan or a wide enough pan that's going to have a little bit of surface area as well as height to it, for the walls at least, to start melting our butter. And then after we get our butter melted, we're going to throw our apples straight in and start to caramelize. Alright, so after you melt the butter, you add your apples in that is already combined with the sugar. All you're going to do is cook them for about 2 minutes just to kind of heat them up a little bit. Then we're going to cover them with a lid. And we're going to keep them there on medium to anywhere from low to medium heat, just so we can let that sugar dissolve as well as let most of the liquid reduce. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so after your apples get nearly dry, obviously there's going to be a little bit of liquid left in there, as well as the apples still being very saturated. But all we wanted to do was just simply cook the apples till they are fork tender, and we achieved that. So now they are perfect. So what we're going to do next is we're going to strain them into a colander. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so once you get your apples situated after they're done cooking, fork tender, if there's any juices left over, definitely reduce those and then add them back into it if you want that extra flavor. But unfortunately there was no liquid left over after I reduced earlier by cooking them. So what we'll do next is we'll cool them, but before we cool them, we're going to add in our seasonings that we have here today, which is ground cinnamon as well as ground nutmeg. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing we're going to start with is our phyllo dough today. While our green apples are in the fridge cooling, we're going to go and get started with this. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to take it out of the wrapping, take all the parchment paper off of it or any excess plastic wrap, and then all we're going to do is lay it out on a lightly floured surface, and we're going to start making our triangles from there. So I don't know if y'all were watching me a second ago while I was making these long strips for our pastries today, but phyllo dough is very flaky as well as very easily breakable. So just be prepared while you're messing around with it. Try not to bend it or twist it too much, because then it'll definitely tear and then you'll have to end up going out and buying more. But we're also going to do a long strip tonight, and we're going to do short strips just to show y'all kind of different shapes and stuff that we could do with it, or possibly just see if the longer one will work better than the shorter one. Let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is grab our melted butter and our pastry brush, just a little bit to kind of coat it. Okay, once you get your first strip buttered, we're going to throw our second strip on there to give it another layer. Try to even it up as much as possible. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, and we're going to do the same thing to the other one. All right, so now that we've figured out exactly how much room we're going to have to work with, I'm going to add a little bit more filling in there, and then I'm going to brush the edges with butter and seal them up. All right, and there you go. There is your apple pie pastry made out of phyllo dough. Make sure you can seal it, or you seal it as much as possible, ladies and gentlemen, so nothing bursts out or anything like that. Obviously it's not going to be 100% perfect. So since we went the longer strip, as you can see, there's no hole. So it makes it kind of harder to tell exactly how much filling to put in then. But at the same time, it makes it easier to seal up, because then all you have to do is cut off your excess and then immediately seal up one side, and that's it. But either way though, it's fully covered, so you don't have to worry about anything seeping out. So whatever way you would like to do it, ladies and gentlemen, going with the longer strips and making it easier for yourself to seal up, or going with the shorter strip and saving more product for the end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so once you're done with your pastries tonight, getting them all set up, sealed, and ready to go, we have our oven preheated to anywhere from 350 to 375. We have one egg that's been lightly beat and ready to go for brushing. We're going to take a little bit of our egg wash today, and all we're going to do is brush our pastries just a little bit, and it's going to help them get nice and golden brown. All right, everybody, so we are finished for today's video for the apple pie pastries. Just look at how beautiful they are when they came out of the oven. Fantastic. Ooh. Look at that. It's got a nice glow, brown, beautiful goodness to it. All right, so pertaining to the apple pie tarts today, ladies and gentlemen, we had them in for approximately anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. They took a little while because when I had them on about 375, they started browning to the edges a little too much, getting a little too dark. So I went ahead and dropped the oven down to approximately 325 and had them in there for a little bit longer. But for total, they were probably in the oven anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. All right, everybody, so that'll finish us off for today's apple pie pastries. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications for future videos. I'll see you all very soon, and thank you again. Enjoy those pastries.